I honestly can't believe it is almost November. It feels like every year autumn comes and goes faster than before, and it's kind of frustrating because without a doubt it's my favorite time of the year. The change in the air temperature, the cozy weather, the fall vibes, the colors, it's just perfect. But for whatever reason, the last 4 years for me, this has been the most stressful time. Work stress, especially right now, is like absolute maximum. And frankly, I have been dealing with burnout from my real life job. And I'm opening up with this because it's just where my head is at right now. And I think it kind of impacts the games that I played in the last month, even if I wasn't aware of it like at the time. You know how people can be in the professional world. Sometimes it's just like mean. It's like downright nasty. And it's exhausting when you take a step back and realize how much people let the most trivial things get under their skin. I guess I'm bringing all of this up because gaming is my escape from that stress. And it's been interesting to see how it has shaped the games I gravitated towards this last month. Sorry for the ramble, but that's at least where I'm at when I'm putting this video together. So from the gaming standpoint, I actually got through a lot this last month, more than usual. I had a bit of, some downtime. I dislocated my shoulder in a bike accident, and then I got hit with a pretty nasty cold or flu or whatever. So while I was still doing the normal job, I found a little bit of extra time to game, going to bed earlier. And it turned into a bit of a Legend of Zelda month, which was kind of unexpected, but super awesome. If you saw last month's update, I finally finished Ocarina of Time 3D. And I just wanted more Zelda magic. So I finally decided to beat a game from my childhood, one that I'd played quite a bit back in the day, but I never really finished, Majora's Mask. And let me tell you, this game is an absolute masterpiece. MM is one of those games that was just so ahead of its time. The atmosphere alone is something you have to experience to understand. There's this dark, haunting nature to the story, and the impending sense of doom that just looms over you and the entire world of Termina. It just constantly sticks with you. It picks at you. I talked about how some games have vibes you can't really put into words, and Majora's Mask is exactly that. It's the kind of game that you don't just play it, you feel it. From a gameplay standpoint, it took the mechanics that made Ocarina of Time so successful and fun, and it expanded on them in really unique ways. I still prefer Ocarina overall, but MM is something super special. Truly one of the most distinct Zelda titles ever made. That time mechanic, the amount of side quest content, and the stories. Basically, all of the stories have a really dark and deep sense of loss. It's so different than every other Legend of Zelda title, and I can overwhelmingly recommend it. I don't really want to talk about all the different ways there are to play the game. I say go for your research and do that, but the big Tendo is going kind of scorched earth right now, so I played it on my tiny CRT TV and my completely old school N64 copy of the game with the cool holographic little thing on the front. It actually was a remarkably cool way to play the game. It's just not that easy to capture it that way. Beyond Majora's Mask, I finally finished A Link Between Worlds. This is the 3DS Zelda title, and I've been picking my way through this one for years, kind of on and off. It's I think the first game I bought for the 3DS when I bought it's a new 2DS XL, but whatever. I bought it back in like 2017, 18, I can't quite remember. And I knew after finishing Majora's Mask, it was finally time to see this one through. And honestly, hands down one of the best top-down Zelda games ever made. Everything about it just clicks. Whether it's the music, puzzles, the bosses, or the art style. It's one of those games that feels cozy in the best possible way. The freedom to explore the world in just about any order. The way they played with the classic Zelda formula, it's got callbacks everywhere. If you haven't played this one yet, or if you've just been sleeping on it, trust me, I think this is one to go through start to finish. I just realized something. all of the titles I played, right, are Aonuma Zelda games, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the next one that I finished was Echoes of Wisdom. And this is the game that just came out on the Switch late September. You play as Zelda. It's a puzzle game. You can summon these echoes and use magic. It was fantastic. I actually have a full video I put up on the channel last week about it that you can go check out if you want a deeper dive. But simply put, my favorite Switch game of the year. There's some performance issues with it, but it was really a ton of fun. I had almost no criticisms for it. The performance stuff, again, I highlighted this in the video last week, but it makes me believe that possibly they pushed so hard with this one in the sense that maybe a Switch 2 coming in the spring will have backwards compatibility. That's the rumor, and maybe there's some performance benefits to it. So if you're on the fence about the game, I would absolutely just wait for Switch 2 to find out if it does have backwards compat or any performance improvements on this old stuff. The frame rate drop in the overworld in some sections wasn't enough to keep me from playing it, but it was kind of frustrating. Beyond that, what am I playing right now? Well, I'm working my way through Half-Life 2, Episode 2. If you've been watching the channel, this has been the Half-Life year. Did Half-Life 2, Episode 1, now we're almost done with Episode 2. It's, oh my gosh, it's my favorite so far. It's all of the best segments from the original Half-Life, getting into the car and exploring and driving. And it's just put together so masterfully well. I don't want to finish because it's just been so good. But now I'm in this zone where I haven't started anything else, especially not a big game, because Stalker 2 is coming out on November 20th. That is the game I'm most excited for this year. So right now I'm in a weird gaming space. I'm playing a little bit of Ace Attorney on the 3DS for the first time. It is way cool, but I'm definitely feeling some analysis paralysis with all the choices. With the amount of IRL stress happening, it's easy to get caught up in not really knowing what game to pick. And it's funny because even though I've talked about this before, I still run into this a lot. I get stuck in what do I play next in that dumb thought loop. As always, though, my favorite part of this series is hearing from you. What have you been playing this month? And do you have any recommendations? I would love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for another killer month. Thanks for the support and letting me have the freedom to play different games and talk about them. It means a lot, and I don't take it for granted. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon.